All right, so on our New Year's practice today, we're going to take it nice and easy to begin with, a little bit of the Yin style practice. So today, grab a blanket or a towel, and I'm going to show you a couple different options on how we might use this at the beginning of our class. So number one is to just roll it up. Like if you've ever been to a yoga class and you know what a bolster is like, at just a gentle roll. Option two would be to just into nice flat folds instead. That might be more comfortable for you. So we're going to place that blanket lengthwise as the first option, or sideways. Let's start lengthwise. And I'm going to give you an opportunity at the beginning of the class to kind of test these different methods and see what you like. It's really a restorative pose prop to just open our heart just a little bit. So if you have it lengthwise, either rolled up or folded, we're going to place the bottom of that blanket right at your sacrum, and you're just going to lay back on this blanket or towel. Your head's just going to hang back a little bit, and it's just enough to feel your chest open just a little bit. So you can check that out. Take a moment, maybe if it's flat, roll it, see if you like that better. It's important to enjoy where you are. And then the other option, if that does not feel great to you, you can place it horizontally and place it right below that upper part of your back, where your head will just then fall back. So that's another option. For me, I think I'm going to roll it. I just think that will feel nice. I love bolsters. I have one, but I'm going to opt not to use it. This is really, really nice. So as you come back onto that towel or blanket of your choice, let the legs move out long and your arms just be by your side or a little wide, whatever feels good. And we're going to just embrace some stillness for a moment. So close your eyes. Give yourself a couple really peaceful breaths. And this is a perfect moment to set your intentions for your class. And this is also a very perfect moment for us to think back, to think about this new year first. So there's nothing really magical on a daily basis of changing the calendar from one day to the next, or nothing really magical about switching 1 month to the next. We're used to it. It just comes regularly. But there's something magical about flipping the calendar to a new year. As we move it to a new year, we can't help but think back on what has happened during the past year. So take a moment for that reflection. Maybe it was something wonderful that had an impact on you, or maybe it was something sorrowful that had an impact on you. But whatever it was, that reflection helps us become a little braver, a little stronger, a little more thoughtful. So as we embrace this bit of stillness, maybe you can listen to your breath a little. But here we're not chasing sensations, or we're not going deep into what we're thinking. We're just letting ourselves be. Couple more nice gentle breaths here. And before we begin to move, perhaps we can think of one word that will be your own personal mantra today. Something that you hope or dream for in the upcoming year. I am strong. I want to be strong, brave, thoughtful, kind. A word that just has a lot of meaning to you, that will endeavor to make you maybe a better person within. Perfect. Now bring the feet to the floor. Just kind of roll a little to one side and remove your prop. Just move it off to the side for now, and then come back onto the back. Bring the knees into the chest and maybe wrap your arms around them and give them a tight hug, giving yourself a gentle little roll back and forth. And then slowly releasing them, allow the feet to touch down. All right, so take your, let me see, your left arm out to the side, kind of a little higher than your shoulder, like a little bent elbow there. And then we're going to let our knees begin to drift over to the right, turning our body a little to the right. Good. And then bring the knees back to center. We're just going to let the knees just move over towards the left now. And then once more back to the center, and then just kind of switch so they fall back over to the right. And then coming right back to the center. Take that right arm up and just lower the left. Let your knees move over to the left-hand side, a little shift of the hips. And then returning them to center, just lift and shift over towards that right side and drop them down. And then one more time, bring it back to center. We'll take it one last time over to the left. So shifting the hip. You're gonna feel a different stretch on that arm that's on the floor. Opening the chest. And then bring everything back to the center. And bring both arms by your side. Bringing the knees in once again. Just crisscross your legs. Bring yourself to a seated pose. Just come up right and tall. Now this is another position where we can actually just take that blanket on maybe a double fold and sit on it, elevating our hips just a little bit. Bringing the hands to the knees, the shoulders back over the hips. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bring the right leg out. Keep the left one tucked inside. Fingertips come to the floor in front of you, and then you begin to walk forward. Fingertips at a time, just walking forward. And then drop the elbows down towards the mat and bow the head. Then walking the hands back. Take the left leg out so they're just a little wider than your mat. Once again, let the fingertips walk forward. Lowering the elbows towards the mat, just bow the head. And walking the hands back, let's bring the right foot into the left leg. Finding your center once again, just gently walk forward, keeping the back nice and straight. Lowering the elbows towards the mat and bowing the head down. And then walking the hands right back. So take that left leg that's long and just bring it behind you. Moving the blanket or towel out of the way, come to a tabletop position. Well, we'll embrace a nice lazy cat and cow today. So we're just going to drop the belly down, lift the heart, and stay here a moment and just kind of move those hips a little bit. Maybe kind of peeking over the shoulder. Then coming right back to center. On the next exhale, just let the spine roll up to the sky and hold it there. Maybe rock a little forward and back. And then gently move through just nice, gentle cat and cows, just a couple of them, using the breath. Coming back to center, move the knees just a bit wider and bring this seat down to your feet. Walk the arms out in front and bow the head, child's pose. You can take that blanket in another folded version and let the forehead rest on the blanket. Lifting the head off of the blanket or off of the mat, slide the right arm underneath the left. And now we're going to allow our shoulder to move to the mat, the side of your head to touch down on that blanket if you're still using it, or the mat if you're not. Our first really nice deep shoulder stretch here, so just let it go. Remember, the long holds in a yin practice are designed to go deep into our connective tissue rather than just our muscles. Promoting good circulation. Bringing that arm out. Let's change sides. So go ahead and move that left arm underneath the right. Keep pressing through. Bring the ear down to your blanket or your towel, your shoulder towards the mat. Just hold it here, close your eyes. A good moment to repeat your mantra to yourself. Begin to bring the arm back out and move that blanket back out to the side. Slowly come back to tabletop position, bringing the knees in to face the wrist, tuck the toes underneath you, and slowly lift the knees off the mat, shift back towards the heels, and lift to your first downward facing dog. Think of gripping the mat with your knuckles, walking the dog slowly, shifting, moving. Perfect. And then find stillness in your down dog one more time. Maybe move the head just a little bit. Keep the neck, the shoulders relaxed. Drawing the navel in towards the hips and the hips high towards the sky. Begin to pull the heels away from the floor and then tippy toe forward until the feet can touch, and walk gently towards the top of your mat. As we reach the top of our mat, allow the hands to wrap around the elbows, bend the knees, and just allow the body to hang. Let the fingertips move towards the floor, and like a rag doll, slowly roll to stand. Pay attention to the rolling of the spine. Pressing down with the feet and beginning to bring the shoulders towards the ears. As we stand tall, move the shoulders back and drop them. And then circle them once more, just to bring yourself into an upright and tall mountain pose. Let the fingertips be by your side, your chin towards your chest, or the gaze straight ahead. Become aware of the feet on the mat below you, grounded or rooted. Be aware of the crown of the head lifting tall. On the next inhale, just bring the arms over the head. Bring the hands together. Kind of interlace everything but those pointer fingers. Lift up nice and tall with the inhale. On the next exhale, a nice easy bend to the right hand side. Inhale, bring yourself back to center, and then exhale, bend over to the left hand side. Inhale, return to the center. Drop the head back, release the arms, cactus arms, gaze up. And then inhale, reaching back to the sky, open the arms, bow forward. Inhale, rise halfway and hold, bring the arms higher towards the hips. Think of an airplane here taking off. Hold a moment, engage the core. And then exhale, just fold back down. Soften the knees, root the feet to the floor as you push and rise to stand. And bring the hands back to the heart. mantra right here. Inhale, let the arms rise back up. Interlace everything but the pointer fingers. Lift tall and exhale, tip right. Inhale back to the center and exhale, tip left. Inhale, return to the center, release the arms, fall back. Cactus arms look up. Our heart is open. Inhale, reaching to the sky, exhale, bow forward. Inhale, rise halfway, pause, lift the arms towards those hips. And then exhale, fold back down. Go ahead and take the right foot back. Drop the back knee to the mat. Inhale, bring the arms all the way up. Nice low lunge here. Exhale, bring the hands back down to the mat. Tucking the back toe underneath you, tuck the toe, lift the knee. Inhale to crescent lunge, nice high lunge. And exhale, bring the hands back to the mat and simply step forward. Inhale, rise halfway and then fold back down. Soften the knees, root to rise, and bring the hands back to heart center. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, tip right. Inhale to center. Exhale, tip left. Inhale to center, release cactus arms, standing bridge. Inhale, reach up, exhale, bow forward. Inhale, rise halfway, pause, and bring the arms up to the hips, airplane. And then exhale, fold back down. Stepping the left foot back, drop the knee to the mat. Inhale, rise, low lunge. Exhale, hands touch down, tuck the back toe, lift the knee off the floor, high lunge. Reach back in down to the mat, step forward. Inhale, half fold. Exhale, refold. Inhale, reach all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, open wide and bow forward. Inhale, half fold, arms come up to the hips, hold. And exhale, fold. Step the right foot back once again, drop the knee. And this time, allow ourselves to stay here. So maybe move this front foot a little off to the side and bring both of the hands inside. Allow the hips to move forward. And then just maybe shift or maybe stay really still. You have it in your practice that you want to even go deeper into lizard, go there. But today I am opting to have a little bit more gentle of a practice without overextending my stretches, the depth of the poses. Perfect. Pull the hips back. Tuck the back toe and then rise all the way back up to that low lunge. Feel the arms reach all the way up and then bring the hands back down, but just in time to bring the knee off of the floor and rise back up to that high lunge. One more inhalation. Then exhale, simply reach for the mat and step forward. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, fold, soften the knees, root to rise, and bring hands to the heart. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, tip to the right. Inhale to center, exhale to the left. Inhale to center, open the heart cactus. Inhale to center, exhale, bow forward. Inhale to the half fold, bring the arms back by the hips, airplane fold, and then exhale, fold back down. Step back with the left foot. Lower the knee all the way down. And let's take a moment on this side. So walk that front foot out a couple steps, bring both hands inside. And allow the hips to glide forward until you are in a really nice, deep, yet comfortable low lunge. Feel free to stay very still or create just very small movements. On the next inhale, just start to back it up, reach up to the sky. And then exhale, bring the hands back down just in time. Now to get back into position, tuck the back toe, bring the knee off the floor, rise to high lunge. Breathe in. Breathe out. Reach to the mat and simply step forward. Inhale, rise halfway, and exhale, fold back down. Root to rise, and bring hands to heart center. Bow the head, take that moment right now. Repeat the mantra to yourself. Your intention, your desire, your dream. Inhale, arms reaching all the way up. And then exhale, open wide and bow forward. Inhale, rise halfway, bring the arms up to the hips. And then exhale, fold back down. This time, step back to a plank, 1 foot at a time, tall plank. Holding this nice plank pose. Breathe in. And breathe out. Lower the knees to the mat. Untuck the toes. And slowly just let the thighs, the hips, the belly, the chest come all the way down. Sliding the hands out a little wider, stay on the fingertips as we inhale and lift. And then exhale, touch down. Bring the forearms to the mat and then lift to Sphinx pose. A non-stressful pose to hold for a moment. So draw the elbows in towards your rib cage as you send your heart a little forward. Feel the thighs touching the mat, the tops of your feet touching the mat. Lengthen the neckline a little bit more. Keep the gaze forward. Beautiful. And then reach with the right arm forward and the left arm all the way down. Inhale, just lift everything up, the upper body, the lower body off of the mat. And exhale, touch down. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, touching down. And this time, lift one more time. Hold for a moment as you draw the elbows back. Lifting the heart up a little higher. And then lower everything down, bringing that hands next to the rib cage, push all the way up to cobra. And then pull back, tap the toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, bring the right leg straight up to the sky. Bend the knee, let's open it a moment. Allow the body to hang here. Move the ankle around. Go the other way. And then inhale, rotate back towards the mat, extend the leg long. Pull the knee right towards the center and drift to plank. Inhale, send it back up. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, send it up. And exhale, pull it in and hold. Arching the back a little bit more, look forward and bring the foot forward. Spin the back heel and root it. Rise to warrior one. Take a moment in this beautiful, strong pose, warrior one. Soft shoulders. Feel the back foot pushing away the back of your mat. Feel the knee move towards the pinky toes. Feel the shoulders stay soft. In fact, bring the fingertips to the back of the head. Pull the elbows back. Keep the chest facing forward. Now just push the head into those fingers as you start to bring your eyes upward. And then release, reaching the arms back to the sky. Bring the hands back down to the mat, spin the back heel, sink deep and low, and lift the right arm up. One more breath. And then exhale, hand comes down, step back to a plank pose. Dropping the knees down and then follow it with the thighs, the hips, the belly, the chest. Inhale, rise back to full cobra. And then tuck the toes, send your hips back and up, down dog. Inhale, left leg comes up. Exhale, bend the knee and just open up. Allow it just to hang. Move the ankle around, both directions. And then inhale, flip the hip back towards the floor, lift the leg high. Exhale, pull it into the nose. Inhale, send it back. Exhale, pull it in towards the nose and send it back. And this time, bring it in towards the nose and in towards the body. Step forward. Spin the back heel, root down, rise to warrior one. Once again, let's just tune into our foundation for a moment. Root deep, but lift high. Beautiful. Bringing the hands back down behind the head. Feel the crown of the head, the back of the head push into those fingertips. You pull the elbows back and then tilt the head back and gaze upward. And then release and reach up. And exhale, take the hands back to the mat and step back to plank pose. Hips up, hips back, downward facing dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Step to the front of the mat. Rise halfway, arms reach, come up to the hips, fold. And then bending the knees, find the chair pose. As we come to chair pose, bring the hands to the heart. From here, keep the left foot grounded, rooted. Pick the right foot up just a little and kick it out in front. Push the heel away and press your knees together. Now reach forward and hold right here. Bringing the hands to the heart, stand and lift the right knee up and send it back behind you. Warrior three. Drop that right hip in towards that left inner thigh. Feel free to keep the hands at heart, bring them out wide or overhead. Bringing the hands back to the heart, slowly stand and bring the feet back together. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, rise halfway, bringing the arms hip height and hold. And then exhale, bend the knees, chair pose. Bring the hands to the heart and stay here. Bringing the weight of the right foot deep into the mat, start to lift the left off the floor and kick it forward. Flex the foot and pull the knees to touch. Reach forward and hold. Bringing the hands back to the heart, lift the left knee up as you stand, and then send the sole of the foot back behind you. Squaring the hips, choosing your option for your arms, warrior three. Bringing the hands back to the heart slowly, bring the feet to touch. Inhale, arms reaching up, and exhale, bow forward. Inhale, rise halfway, bring the arms to the hips, and then exhale, bend the knees, fold, step back to plank. Dropping the right knee to the mat, open the gate to the right left-hand side. Just really open and lift. Gaze up. Beautiful. Let's circle these arms, create a bit of movement. So drop the arms towards the hips, graze the body, lift it up past the nose and lift. Again, just full range. Beautiful. And then once more, stopping when the arm just hovers over the ear, and float that leg off the floor, flexing it. Side table. Touch the foot to the mat. Rotate back to the floor. Step back to downward facing dog. Dropping the left knee down, open the gate towards that right hand side. Find space and love the space. As you inhale, feel the fingers lift a little higher. And then exhale, begin that big circle. Dropping towards the hips, crossing the body, lifting. Down and up. And on the next circle, stop when that arm is right over the ear. And then lift that top leg off the floor, that long leg off the floor. Just hold side table. Touching the foot back down, rotate back to center. Find your downward facing dog. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhale, the right leg comes high to the sky, and exhale, bend and open up the hip. Inhale, straighten it. Exhale, pull it in and just simply put it down. Spin the back heel. Warrior one, and then open up to beautiful warrior two. Allow this pose to bring the warrior out in each and every one of us. Sinking low, seeking deep, feeling the gaze go down that arm towards those fingers and then beyond. So remember, it's when we look beyond that new opportunities open to us, that shine. Allow your body just to hold and to appreciate this pose. And then inhale, take it to a peaceful warrior. And then exhale, bring the hands to the mat and simply step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg reaches up. Exhale, bend and open it up. Inhale, straighten it. And exhale, pull it in and put it down. Spin the back heel, rise to warrior one. And then open up to warrior two. Once again, allow yourself to steady and appreciate the pose, the significance of this pose. Gaze down that front arm, past those fingertips, allow the hips to sink a little lower. Maybe remind yourself of that special word today. Soften the shoulders. Then inhale, back it up once again to that peaceful warrior. And then exhale, bring the hands down to the mat. Step back to downward facing dog. Fantastic. It's time, bring the feet forward to the top of the mat. Rise halfway. And then just fold. Simply root to rise. And bring the hands to the heart. Stepping towards the edges of your mat with the toes pointing out. Moving into our malasana, our yoga squat. Just begin to let the seat come down. Now, if this is really uncomfortable, you can go grab a brick and sit on the brick. But otherwise, just let the seat kind of move towards the floor. Push the elbows into the inner legs. And bring the thumbs to the breastbone, towards the breastbone. Feel free to maybe shift your weight just a little bit side to side. Or just be really still. We're going to hold this pose for just a bit longer. And then just beginning to release. We're just going to make our way down to our mat. So any way you need to get there, maybe just move the hands back and have a seat. And extend the legs long in front of you. If you have that blanket, feel free to kind of make it as thick as you can. And just leave it right on your legs. And then just bringing the body forward, reach down towards the feet, the ankles, wherever, and see if you can just maybe even turn the blanket on its long side between your legs, so you can maybe rest your forehead on the blanket. If that is just too much of a struggle, ditch the blanket. We don't want to overcomplicate the practice. Then slowly releasing, placing the blanket back to the side. Begin to just slide back into a lying position. So just roll the spine back one vertebrae at a time. Bring the arms over the head. Feel the fingertips reaching and the toes reaching both in opposite directions. And then lift the arms up and begin to come back up off the mat. Reaching forward past those feet. And then inhale, roll the belly in towards the spine as you roll back down. Slowly release and let it go. And let's continue a gentle, slow roll up. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, reach forward. Ears come between those arms. Inhale, start with the belly pulling in, the spine rounding. And then exhale, roll all the way back down. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, reach forward. Inhale, draw the navel in and allow the spine to roll back down. Remember, if this is really challenging for you, just bending one knee and using it as your prop to help lift you up and reach forward. And using that same leg to allow you a gentle roll down is an option. Again, just rolling up, reaching forward, and then rolling back and releasing down. How about we do one more? So inhale, just roll up. Exhale, reach forward. And then slowly roll back down, or we'll stay on our mat. Circle the arms around and bring both knees in towards you. Perfect. Take your knees right above the hips. Cross your arms over the chest. And then keeping your legs firmly connected from the inside of your feet to the knees and inner thighs, begin to draw a circle with these legs. Using your breath to pull the knees in towards you and your exhale to push them away from you. And then stop and let's go the other way. So inhale first and then exhale, send them away. Remember, connecting your breath with this gentle movement is almost like a slow dance. Everything moves in unison. And then finally bringing everything back to the center. Take the right foot and just push it away from you. And then bring it right back in. Take the left leg and send it away. And bring it in, slow, controlled. Make those muscles really work. Just send the right away to a hover. And then pull it in. And send the left away to a hover. And pull it in. And the right away. And pull it in. And then the left away. And pull it in once more each way. Right leg pushes away and pulls in. And then the left leg pulls away and pulls in. Beautiful. Move the hands to the knees. Hug them in a little tighter. Take the left foot and touch the mat, and then cross the right leg over the top. Slowly pull that left knee in towards you. Using your elbow to create a bit of resistance, push the knee away from you. Keep the feet flexed. And let's stay in our sleeping pigeon here for a moment. Again, position. So that means we're going to hold it a little longer than normal. So feel free to just stay super still. Or create just a tiny bit of movement, but not much. Your hands can either be holding your front leg in or wrapped around the lower leg, pulling it in a little closer. It's up to you. Then we're going to take that tap foot and we're just going to slide it up and over the knee and right down to your ankles. Lifting the head and the shoulders, reach for the tops of your feet and then bring the body back to the mat. So we're just going to start pulling the feet away from each other and in towards you. Now release, bring the knees together and extend the legs to the sky. Crossing the arms over the chest once again, connect from the inner thighs to the inside of those feet. And once again, let's just create those circles. So as you inhale, bring them in closer. As you exhale, circle around. The circle is not too big. It's most important that you keep your back grounded and rooted. You keep your legs together. Allow the core to move these legs in a circular motion. I promised you a gentle class. Even the abdominal section here is gentle. Stopping in the center, just go the other way. So use your exhale to send the legs in the opposite direction and your inhale to bring them in. And then stop in the center. Lower the right leg to a hover. And then simply bring it back up. And then the lower leg to a hover. and bring it back up. Your right leg down and bring it up, and the left leg down and bring it up, and the right leg down and bring it up, and the left leg down and bring it up, and the right leg down and bring it up. Once more, the left leg goes down and bring it up. Taking the right foot to the floor, cross the left leg over, and then reaching for the leg. Find your sleeping pigeon on this side. So crisscross that left leg over the right thigh and use your elbow to create some resistance. And then just find what feels best for you and just stay still or move just a tiny bit, not much. Once again, in the yin practice, we hold a little longer. So this is a good point in your practice to repeat your mantra to yourself. And then taking that left leg up and over your knee, just slide it down to your ankles, and then just lift enough to grab your feet from the top side of your feet. And then just lie back down and pull the legs towards you and out towards the side walls. Keep the back on the floor. And then simply relax, release, let go. Bring both feet to the mat and the arms by your side. Walking your shoulders underneath the body. Begin to lift the hips off the floor and let the top of the body float upward. Find a little more room here by moving the shoulders further under, maybe even taking the hands to each other under the body. Feet stay flat and pointing towards the top of your mat. Your knees and your hips are aligned and moving in towards each other. The inner thighs. So hold the bridge pose. Releasing the hands and let them touch down on the mat. Walk the feet in just a little closer. Bringing all the weight to that right foot. Lift the left toe towards the sky. Push a little deeper with that supporting leg and lift just a little higher. And then begin to lower the leg towards the floor. Circle it a little out to the side and back up. Lower it slow. A little circle and up. Lower it slow. A little circle wide and up. And once more. And lift. Push a little deeper, lift a little higher, squeeze the bum just a little tighter. And then rebend the knee, place the foot down. Take a moment to lie back on the mat. Bringing both knees towards the shoulders. Rock on the spine. Let's do the same thing on the other side. So let's find our bridge pose. So lift and create some space, go a little bit higher. Walk the feet a little closer. And this time, keeping the weight on the left, reach your right toe to the sky. Squeeze that leg tight, push up a little higher, And begin to lower the foot towards the floor and then circle it out to the side and back up. Just lower it down, circle out to the side and back up. Lower it down, circle out to the side and up, and then just once more. As you come back up, push a little higher, stay a little stronger, squeeze that bum a little tighter. Beautiful. And then bend the knee, place it down, and allow yourself to move all the way back to the mat. Bringing both knees into you, lift the feet. Option one, just bring the hands behind the knees and pull the knees towards the floor. Option two, slide the hands up to the bottom of the feet and pull down. Happy baby, hold this happy baby. Slowly releasing and bringing the knees together. Bring the arms out wide, let both legs move to the right-hand side. Feel free to pull the top leg back just a little bit and place the right foot on top of the outside of that leg. Maybe turn your gaze towards that left side. And then sliding the foot off, bring the legs to the other side. Feel free to keep them stacked or pull the top one back and allow the lower one to rest on top to pull it down a little deeper. Allow the gaze to move towards those right fingertips. And just sliding the leg off. If it's on top, just bring everything back to the center. Bring in just one knee in. Use it to roll yourself back up for just a moment. And before we move into our Shavasana, take that blanket once again, the final thing with the blanket, and roll it up into a long tube. Place it underneath the knees, and then take yourself down to your Shavasana. So slowly roll back down. And settle into our final beautiful Shavasana. So here, let's remember from the beginning, we took a moment to just breathe, to not chase our sensations, yet be still in our mind and quiet. So at the beginning of our practice, we took a moment to reflect on our past. But here at the close of our practice, rather, let's dream of our future. I think we can all agree that we wish for joy and we wish for good health. But also Let's be open to embrace opportunities that come upon us. Continue your commitment to your own wellness, your own health from the inside. Remember, if we don't go within and listen to what is needed, we will go without. Feel your shoulders soft on your mat. Your fingers, maybe move them very, very gently, acknowledging that movement, and then let them just lie still. It's about that heavy part of our body, the hips, the gluteus, just let it lighten up and sink in towards your mat. Relax the legs, the feet. At the same time, maybe move your toes just a little bit. Then allow them to be really still. Allow the muscles around your jawline, your eyes, your nose, your eyes, eyebrows, just kind of pull away gently, softening. And let your body just breathe as it's meant to breathe. Then finally, how about we bring our knees in towards our chest? Give them one last lovable hug. Let them fall over to one side. And when you get to that side, take a moment, breathe at least twice. And then finally bring yourself up to easy pose, maybe placing that blanket underneath you again if that felt really good. And then bring your hands to the heart and bow your head. Of course, you know I love to find some words of inspiration all the time. It's one of my favorite things. So today I found one that I think we should invest in as we approach the new year. So we want to be like a tree. We want to stay grounded and stay connected to our roots. We want to turn over a new leaf and remember to bend before you break. Enjoy your unique natural beauty and simply keep growing. From me to you, namaste.
Namaste.
Stay.